happiness, happiness, the greatest gift that I possess. I thank the Lord that I've been blessed with more than my share of happiness. To me this world is a wonderful place. I'm the luckiest human in the human race. I've got no silver and I've got no gold, but I've got happiness in my soul. Happiness to me is an ocean tide, a sunset fading on a mountainside, a big old heaven full of stars above, when I'm in the arms of the one I love. Oh, happiness, happiness, the greatest gift that I possess. I thank the Lord that I've been blessed with more than my share of happiness. Happiness is a field of grain, turning its face to the falling rain. I see it in the sunshine, breathe it in the air. Happiness, happiness everywhere. A wise old man told me one time, happiness is a frame of mind.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Birmingham's a team, down at St Andrews. We are loyal supporters of our team. We chant at Super Blues, ringing all around. Now all you blue boys know what we mean. We are the lads from...
Welcome to the Tilton Talk Show. Blues get a valuable draw against a good Derby side as a feel-good factor continues under the floodlights for the first time this season at St Andrews. Gleeson has a cracker and the pole in the goal pulls off another worldie. Madness ensues tomorrow as all Midland clubs have home ties in the League Cup. West Midlands police say they have everything under control. I hope they're right, and I urge all the Blues fans out there to show the rest of the Midlands that we know how to behave. As for Blues, we have Gillingham at home. Surely we have to win this one and progress to the next round. Gary Rout has been busy in a transfer market with a new Nikolai. More to come in the loan window. Hobbit has set up a Tilton Talk Show Super 6. Chris is bottom, I'm second from bottom, and I need to up my game. I urge you all to join in and have some fun. Next up in the league, Milton Keynes Dons. A right Blues away day as the M1 South beckons. A little change to the Tilton Talk Show tonight as we have a locally very well-known Derby fan in. Tell you all about him in a minute. Blues currently a comfortable 9th with a game in hand, and it's smiles all round after the game. Just another week being a Blues fan.
It's Birmingham forever, let's hear it from the stand. So come on City, sing this song once more. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? From the Tilton, we'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say?
The dying wish of a lifelong Blues fan to be buried in his beloved team's new strip is set to be granted thanks to kind-hearted players. Former Jaguar mechanic Chris Bogild, from Smallheath died on Sunday after a long battle with lung cancer. He was aged just 63. His family had wanted to fulfil his final wishes by burying him in his team's official news strip, but they discovered manufacturing delays meant that the replica shirts could not be available to the public till September the 15th, potentially after the funeral. Yet big-hearted Blues players have now stepped in to help by donating one of their matchday shirts to the family. It's absolutely brilliant news. We can't thank the club enough, said Chris's son Justin. We thought it would be no problem to get hold of a shirt, but it has been really difficult. Dad would have been elated. Thanks to the Birmingham Mail for that excerpt, and obviously rest in peace to Chris, and respect, love and thoughts to his family. Okay, so we start with the Tilton Talk Show off with a little bit of happiness today. A little bit of happiness we did by a man I've actually met, Ken Dodd. I've met Ken Dodd.
Have you?
Yes, yes, I have. Yes,
Oh, you tickled, weren't you?
he raised his hat to me in Manchester Airport as well. Well, there was about 60 of us, and I think it was like to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the studio tonight, we've got the ever inimitable Mr. Chris Pugh. How you doing, sir?
Good evening.
What you been up to this week?
The Blues Derby game on Friday, worked that, and then Blues Ladies Sunday. So
Sunderland 1-1. We'll come to that one shortly.
Yeah.
Cool. And also on Knobs and Buttons tonight, we've got Mr. Pugh. Mr. Pugh, look at me. I'm all over the place.
Already
Not like a
done
pair
that
of mad woman's knickers, aren't I? Mr. Brown, or Mrs. Brown, as he's affectionately known. How you doing? And special guest. I'll call him special, shall I? I'll call him special. Special guest into the studio today. We've actually got a Derby fan. He's local to me, to my hometown, Uttoxeter. He's as mad as you like. He resembles Grandad off Mrs. Brown Boys. Or who's that off, the other one? Del Boy. He's known locally as Rockin' Johnny Austin. Welcome, Rockin' Johnny Austin.
Good evening, listeners.
You don't have to eat the microphone. It's okay. There you go. You've now officially had the Tilton Talk show clap. Rockin' Johnny. Did you watch the game on Friday?
Yes.
And what did you think of it?
We should have battered your second half.
You should have battered the second half.
Yeah.
Go on.
First half, we weren't hardly in the game.
Right. Okay, so that means we should have belted you first half.
Well, you hit the bar 3 times, so
we
I
should
suppose it
have
equals
won.
things out.
Did it equal it out, or should we have just thrashed your end off?
No, you shouldn't. No.
Chris,
An honourable draw. An honourable draw.
You were there? Were you on your
I was in my catering
capacity.
Yes. So I saw a fair bit of the game at the game, and then I watched it. I recorded it on Sky and watched it afterwards as well. And I have to say, what an outstanding game of football!
Cracking.
You know, from a neutral's perspective, you know, I suppose as a Blues fan, we weren't as tight and compact as you want to see. But sometimes you just have to tip your hat off to both teams and say, you know, a really excellent game of football that neither side really were content of drawing. I mean, even till the last minute.
It was hammer and tongs, wasn't it, all the way through?
You know, both teams give it their absolute all in front of the Sky cameras. It was a great advert for the Championship and a great advert for two really good teams. I think, you know, the way Blues have gone about the start of the season, and, you know, for Derby to the disappointment they must have felt at the end of last season to miss out on not only automatic, which they probably thought they'd got.
We had a big say in that, of course, didn't we?
Yeah, of course, yeah. But also missing out on the playoffs, and then not starting the season as well as they would have liked. But, you know, they're still a really, really good team at this level. And I thought it was just a really good game overall. Very entertaining.
Yeah, I watched it on Sky and loved every minute of it. Just such a complete difference to what we've been used to watching at St Andrews. You know, especially like last year, we with the Whipping Boys at home, we just couldn't win for love nor money.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, as we made the point last week, fair play to Derby for coming. You know, in the second half they give it a good go.
Yeah, absolutely.
The first half they seemed a bit, I don't know, a bit nervous, but, you know, a bit tentative, and with the exception of Ince, who whenever he gets the ball, he looks to create things and go forward. You know, as Johnny said, I think we were definitely on top in the first half, and we deserved to go in ahead. But that's what we're going to do to teams. You know, the more results we get, the more teams are going to come to us and get a bit apprehensive and nervous in the early stages of the game. But fair play to Derby, they knew they had to come out second half and give it a go, and their quality shone in the end.
And unfortunately, I had to work Friday night, so I couldn't get there. I could go there, but it's getting back. It's the issue because I start work at 10 in the evening. And I hear that St Andrews was rather noisy.
It was noisy, yeah. It was, you know, I thought it was a good crowd for 18,000. Just over 18,000 for a night game that's on live on Sky.
Normally we'd get 12 or 13.
Yeah, you know,
on Friday.
Not the greatest of weather. So yeah, I thought it was a really good attendance actually. Yeah.
For Sky.
Very much so.
That's pretty-
Yeah,
half decent.
We're quite popular on Sky at the minute, aren't we?
we are very much so. We're the entertainment. That's
Entertainment team
We
of
are
the
as well.
season.
We're the championship entertainers.
We're on again on Saturday.
Oh yeah.
What, you're on again on Saturday?
Leeds.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's going to be a difficult game for you.
Dinner time, yeah.
That's not going to be an easy one.
No.
No. Rockin' Johnny isn't just Rockin' Johnny, by the way. This is Rockin' Johnny Austin. Are you ready for this? MBE. Oh. See, I
Is that
told
like
you.
a proper MBE?
A proper
or
MBE, yes.
my
No, a proper
something?
MBE. A proper MBE. Do you have your medal?
No, I've got my ID though.
He's got his. There you go.
That's as good as.
Looks good enough to me. Yeah.
Rockin' Johnny.
Yes, we can vouch for that. It
Rockin'
is,
Johnny,
genuine
MBE. We're in the midst of a member of the British Empire. No.
Well, there you go. It's no express on Facebook already. So
Uncle Albert joins us. That, Chris,
I should have put
is
MBE, shouldn't I,
absolutely
bro?
classic. Yeah, you can edit it if you go here. Look,
I don't think I've ever had an MBE
Edit,
in here.
edit your post, right? Yeah. So we've got Rockin' Johnny MBE in the studio. Tell us, what did you get your MBE for, Johnny?
Well, local charity work around New Toxteth and the Stoke-on-Trent area.
And how much have you actually raised? The top level?
Well, the biggest.
No.
thing was
Altogether.
Altogether. It's hard to tell, but
But it's around. It's circa
it's over
£750,000
towards £750,000
£750,000
£1
for local charities. There you go. That's not bad going, is it, kid? Huh?
it's a fantastic game.
We got 26,000 in 3 days when they put Going Back to Derby on the Hillsborough album
Now, Going Back to Derby is a song that you wrote and sang.
in 1968
Right.
first. It was the club song. They played it at the matches and sort of thing, you know, and sometimes away they played it. It was all forgotten about. Then Hillsborough happened, and then all the newspapers are ringing you to ask you if you still got a copy or an acetate of it.
Yeah.
So they remixed it and they put it out on an album, an LP.
Do you want the bell?
No. I'll wait until everybody's finished.
So,
Johnny
so
can
that song now has now been immortalised on the Hillsborough album, which was dedicated, obviously, to the 92. Was it 92 supporters that?
Yeah.
89.
89 was it? 89.
96 fans in 1989.
96. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
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 There you go. So we're in the midst of,
And it was,
of a celebrity, a minor celebrity.
I never heard it because I was at work.
And Rockin' Johnny's phone goes off. This guy has done Radio Caroline. He comes into the Tilton Talk show and leaves his phone on. What is he
How
like?
do you switch him on?
How do you switch him on?
Hey up, Jeff.
Jeff, you're live on air.
You know, you're live on air, Jeff.
All right, okay. Right, knock it off quick.
Hang on. Anyway, we got one from SKC, have we?
Do you want me? Yeah. SKC, fantastic game Friday. First 20 minutes, thought Derby looked all over the place and we could have been 2 or 3 up. Result was fair in the end, in my opinion. The Tilton was rocking.
That's what we want.
He also says, we're the entertainers, the B6 lot provide the comedy.
Hey! Love it, love it, love it. B6 is that other place up the side of the A38 for those that you don't know.
Another station.
No,
No,
it's
another
another
team.
team.
No, another
Oh, I'm with you. Yeah.
Well,
another
that's
team.
the way, I think.
But we don't say the word, we just use their postcode.
I'll pass the
Blue Hobber makes a couple of points. Talk about Lady Luck. We get a cheap pen at Burnley, then Derby get one that's not given.
But then that evens it out over the season, doesn't it? And as I said to you on the way in, Johnny, you know, I ain't going to worry about it because you're going to get some, you're not going to get
Well,
some.
we'll get one at this some point down the line where we're screaming blue murder and the world's against us, aren't we? So, and he also says, Hobber says, also shows that we set up as a counter-attacking team. Yet when we do get a lot of the ball, we do look good as well.
I'm really impressed with the team. I'm really impressed with the setup. You know, everything about it is just so different from this time 12 months ago.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why we played that tune at the beginning, Happiness.
Yeah.
Because there's a feel-good factor everywhere. Even though it was a draw, look, it was a draw, but it was a very good draw. Yeah.
But you know, you compare the atmosphere to 12 months ago. What would have happened 12 months ago?
Well, I wouldn't have heard one song.
If we'd have been 1-0 up at half-time against a really good Derby side and they'd have equalised 15 minutes into the second
Mass
half,
exodus.
you know exactly what would have happened. The nerves would have started and we'd have collapsed and lost 2 or 3-1.
Yeah, yeah.
But, you know, and we didn't just sit back and accept that Derby were going to come at us. We went at them as well and we had our chances, like Hobber says, on the counter. You know, sometimes you have to sit back against good teams and invite pressure and and be strong, and then when you do get the ball, you can counter. And with the players we've got, we do look dangerous on the counter attack.
Another good goal as well.
Yeah, excellent. It's always worth having a hit from there. Skiddy conditions under lights, and we got a bit of luck with the deflection, but it was on target anyway. So it was a good strike, and when you looks in. And
what's Gleeson been on?
Well,
I mean,
I had a conversation at work with somebody today about Gleeson, and I think Davis coming in last season helped him. I think playing alongside Davis gave him confidence and helped him, and I think playing alongside Kieftenbeld, if you're a midfielder like Gleeson and you know that your other midfielder is good on the ball and composed, and you're confident in his ability, then it gives you the confidence as well. And there's a lot more times where Gleeson is pushing further up the field because he knows that he's got Kieftenbeld as his shield. Whereas before Davis, he didn't really have it. He had, whether he had Riley or Spector was playing there or Caddis was playing in midfield with him, it's a different game altogether, and he's got to be a lot more cautious and wary of what he's doing. But when the team is full of confidence, he can do.
Now this showed through on the TV, and SKC just made a very good point. The Derby celebrations and singing immediately after they scored was drowned out immediately with one of the loudest renditions of "Keep Right On" I've ever heard in the last 2 years.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, isn't it? That's the power of
but you can see
what they can do.
The ethos of the team has changed. Everything has changed about them.
Well, everything about the club,
yeah.
the team, the fans, the confidence the management give, everything about the club. As I say, a year ago, 2 years ago, we would not have got a point. I guarantee you, we would not have got a point from that game had Derby equalised when they did. There's no way we'd have got anything out of the game. As you say, you compare a loud rendition of "Keep Right On" after Derby scored, when opposition was scoring against us a year ago.
Yeah,
definitely silence, and the fans know what's coming. But now they have belief in the team that we can hold on, that we can keep going and get these results.
Happiness.
I'll sing the praises of your management team.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Gary Rowett obviously played for us.
Yeah,
went to Burton Albion.
Yeah,
I want to sing the praises of one of the other coaches, Mark Sale.
Yeah,
now there's a story about Mark Sale that we have.
We've got a story about Mark Sale.
I first met you, Grandad, right back in 1991-92
season.
And I met you.
Roaster were playing Birmingham in the Staffordshire Senior Cup semi-final.
Now listen to this.
And
I bought Terry Cooper a pint that night.
And the next morning,
and the following day, he signs Mark Sale. I
Mark
got Terry
Sale
Cooper drunk
for Birmingham.
and he signed Mark Sale. There you go. I feel responsible for that.
There you go then. We know who to thank.
What was the score that night, Johnny?
2-1 for Blues.
There you go.
Beat Roaster with a free kick 16 seconds from time.
I hadn't got a clue.
Yeah.
Where do you get this phenomenal memory? He's almost like a savant, you know what I mean?
I don't even know what a savant is.
Do you know what a savant is? Do you know what a savant is, Chris?
No.
Savant.
Is he a Chilean player?
Hey.
Man, you have just bid 25 million for him, I think.
Derby comedy.
Well,
Never knew that comedians in Derby, did you?
No.
I can find them all, mate, don't you worry.
Listen.
A savant is somebody with just an incredible memory, can like flick through a phone book like that.
Like Leslie Welsh used to be years ago.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't tell it was going to be entertaining.
Yeah, well, I
Chris?
beat Leslie Welsh when I was 10 on a question.
Okay.
Went to the Winter Gardens with my mum in Blackpool. Wolves had got the cup, and the cup was on show there,
The FA Cup.
Blackpool won it, yeah. And Wolves' team was there, looking at the cup that Blackpool had won. And Leslie Welsh came on, and I said, "Any questions?" And so I asked him a question. There were a match the day before, Young Italy and Young England. And I said, "Who scored the goals for Young Italy against Young England yesterday?" And he hadn't got a clue. It was Virgili, Savatari and Pivavatali.
So these were probably the same as the under-21s.
Yeah. And that was 1950. Blackpool got the cup in 53-54 season. Yeah, 53-54.
Incredible. I can't even remember what I didn't. Did I have any breakfast this morning? I don't know. There you go. That's how bad I am. I don't care. Right, okay, so that's basically the Derby game done almost. We'll perhaps come back to it. I should think have a few more
Another inquest.
sideways digs on one thing and another. Biggest score in Birmingham Derby game you've ever been to? Go on.
5-5 in 1966. 5-5. They can Google it, these people can, but it was 5-5.
Yeah. I don't suppose you know who scored and who scored
No,
first. Do you know?
I know.
Did you actually? You went to the game, yeah?
I know who scored for Derby. Durban hat-trick, Buxton and Thomas own goal. Yeah. They can check if they want to.
No, I'd rather not.
Yeah.
I think we're just going to take Grandad's word for it, Chris, don't you?
We believe it.
So you're 74 years old?
No, December the 10th I am, yeah.
On December the 10th.
Yeah.
So you've raised nearly £750,000 for
Well,
charities.
so people say with different...
Yeah, I know, but there's... I know
with
there are-
flag selling and
Yeah.
other people helping you and that sort of thing, and street collections,
And you've had your efforts recognised by Her Majesty the Queen.
Yes, oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you make the Queen smile?
Oh, well, it's funny, this is. She said, Edward, my son, opened the grandstand, reopened the new grandstand at Uttoxeter Racecourse. I said, yes, Mum. And then she said, what have you done, John? I said, 20 times round it without the jumps.
How to make the Queen smile, eh? How to make the Queen smile.
Right. Blue Hobber's got a question for you, Johnny. Question for Johnny in his memory. Can you remember the score when Blues visited the baseball ground in the CMOD Cup and Peter Shilton was in goal?
Oh, no. I can't go back that far. No, the CMOD Cup. Is that the one you?
That's old.
Is that the one you won? That's the one you won when you beat Tranmere. Does that?
No, that's the Leyland
No,
Daft
that
Cup.
was
that was.
Leyland.
That's the Leyland Cup.
Yeah.
You won the Leyland Daft Cup when you beat Tranmere.
That's
Yeah.
right, yeah. And then it was the auto.
Because the photos in your big lounge, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Because
yeah,
the
we're very
Kumars
proud.
permitted me to go into your big lounge.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah. Oh, right. Then they sold it, didn't they?
Big lounge.
Yeah. You went, didn't you?
So you can't remember the score that
No,
one?
not in the CMOD Cup.
What's
no.
the CMOD Cup then?
Oh, it used to be. There's been everything, hasn't there? There's been Leyland. There's been.
Was that
CMOD
something
Cup.
European? Was that a European?
That was because of our ban from Europe.
I
Yeah.
think it was, yeah.
It's
There was
yeah.
another cup as well. There was a Simard.
Yeah, and
Autoglass.
No, it was something else. There was something else that was just
it was a
replaced.
European thing, wasn't it? I'm sure it was
There's a,
like an Anglo-Italian sort of thing.
The Anglo-Italians, yeah, I remember that.
Oh, the Anglo-Italians, yes.
Um,
We lost 93 to Cremonese 3-1. Yeah.
Well, that was one.
Incidentally, Cremonese is the birthplace of Stradivarius, Cremona.
Wow.
You're pulling out strings.
No, I'm not. I'm not kidding. You check, Google it and check it. See where Stradivarius was born. This is
dear.
brilliant.
Does Rocking Johnny remember when the ball had a pig's bladder in it?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes.
Love it.
Another question for Johnny. I don't know if you've read this one. Is can you remember the score when Blues visited the baseball ground in the Simard? Although you've
Yeah,
just
yeah,
gone through it.
that one, yeah.
Right.
Ducko says, what a difference a year makes. Last year was doom and gloom when Clark was in charge, and this year everyone is happy with the progress he's making under Gary Rowan.
I've not seen any Rowett out rants off Docco lately.
No, I don't think even Ducko could argue about the management at the moment.
Not at all.
There's plenty of time.
It is football. I mean, things can change in an instant, can't they? And you only need a couple of
Yeah, I think
long-term
realistically,
injuries and
realistically, Blues fans should know that if we finish 18th this season, I think he's done his job still, given the
I
conditions.
understand what you're saying,
around
right? But we're in position 9 at the minute with
Yeah,
that game
yeah,
in hand.
oh,
we
absolutely.
we could actually be third as it stands.
Yeah, but it's 4 games in.
4 games in.
But as we keep saying, I've said it over and over again. The momentum in this league can just keep taking you on and on and on.
Yeah.
And with the fans we've got, like you say, excellent start to the season, and the fans are happy. And if we keep going, then who knows where it could take us.
Blue Hopper says it was 1987. Derby won 3-1, and he thinks it was renamed after the Milk Cup.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah.
I'm not sure if it was renamed.
And
after
Docco
I think
says
the Milk Cup was.
No, that was
that was the League
No.
Cup.
That's
the
the
League
yeah,
Cup. The
it
Milk
was,
Cup
yeah,
was the League
No,
Cup.
that
It
is
was the League
Capital
Cup, the
One,
Milk
yeah.
Cup,
and Docco says row it out.
the Capital One, which we're out of already.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So when was the last time you saw Mark Sale then?
Well, I saw him in the. I was 50 yards throwing one in the dugout at Derby, but I've not seen him to speak to for quite a while.
Oh, right, okay. I thought you was quite friendly with
Well, I've
him.
not seen him lately, no.
Not seen him
Not
He
about
still lives
it.
around our local area.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
and his,
yeah,
mum
yeah.
and, I think his mum and dad's
Yes, he went...
Bromley way, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Onwards and upwards. Where's that 25 minutes gone to? Madness ensues tomorrow as Midlands clubs all have home fixtures in the League Cup. West Midlands Police say they have everything under control. Right. Okay. Debate that one, Chris.
Can't really see any problems.
You can't see any
No,
problems at all.
they're all going to be pretty low.
Yeah.
Low key.
Low key.
Well,
games.
if you have a look on your competition, people are sort of estimating the Blues crowd to be around 13,000, 14,000.
Who have you got?
Well, you say no, but
I
that's
think
not,
on average,
I'm
Who have you
saying
got?
no.
Who have you got? Notts County.
Gillingham.
Gillingham. Oh, no.
they're going to bring 6, aren't they?
Don't be silly.
No, 6.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
2 taxes.
oh god, you got so serious, man. That was brilliant, man.
I actually thought you meant 6,000.
The look on your face was classic then. But no, Gillingham.
I'll bring a good 300.
Yeah, no. Well,
Even if they bring 1,000, I don't think it'll be over 8,000.
No.
okay. Up onto your competition, Chris, on the Tilton Talk
Yes.
website. The only place that you can join in with the competitions this season
Yes.
is on the Tilton Talk
Yeah, you've had 26
Facebook
goes
page.
so far.
Right, okay, 12,600, 8,000, 5,578, 9,590, 8,7, 7,6, 10,7, 11,7, 13,6, that's just me.
Yeah, I think you're the only one actually.
There's a shock.
What is it?
I
What do you
just
have to
don't
do?
want
What
to
do you
win a
have to do?
shirt, that's all it is.
Guess the attendance for the home
Yeah.
game.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
okay.
Just don't want to win a shirt.
Guess the gate.
I think it goes.
I'll tell you what, well, it's not going to happen, I know, but I did put it down as a bit tongue-in-cheek. But hey-ho.
Yeah, no, I think we're looking at 8,000.
8,000.
7,
8,000. Alright, so if you do want to go on the competition, it is on the Tilton Talk Facebook page, and that's the only place that you can enter it, so that we get like a written confirmation, obviously, before the game starts, and any entries put in after the
10
kickoff.
o'clock tonight.
After the kickoff?
No,
it's
no,
10 o'clock
10
tonight.
o'clock tonight.
10 o'clock tonight. Well, there you
Yeah.
go. That's a good idea. Any entries after 10 o'clock tonight will be discounted, but you may still be charged. Did you like that?
Yeah.
all right.
SKC has said the Tilton has now been opened. Gillingham have been allocated 1,000, but I know the Tilton has now been opened, which was only apparently going to be opened when the COP was full or close to being full.
There you go.
The cop's not going to be full.
Well, the copper must be full if they've opened the Tilton.
Or have they closed the main stand? And
They'll have closed the main stand and the
still
Ville
not
Mary,
full.
but
What can the cop hold? Is it about 11? No.
probably a bit less than that.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
So I might be right. I'm going to go now to add the numbers up. So you go. You come in tomorrow, Rob.
Oh, calculator.
Get a few cars, Falky.
Bring all your friends.
Yeah.
That's another two.
Ooh. I'll call that shining wit. Good job, I said that the right around. So you don't envisage any trouble then, Chris, tomorrow
No,
in
not
any part of the
whatsoever,
city
no. I don't even
whatsoever?
know whether they're
Chris,
playing.
Notts County.
Notts County, Albion playing.
Wolves have got.
They're all lower league teams. I can't see it being any problem whatsoever. Like you say,
Notts County will
a
be
Blues
good, I
home
think.
game itself, 18,000? I reckon you're looking at that just for
Well,
Blues.
Gillingham,
that's
if they come, they're either going to drive or come by coach. They're not going to try.
well, exactly, yeah.
So it's not going to happen.
Notts County might bring a few, but not too far, is it? From
No, a couple of thousand.
yeah.
So what about
But,
the Albion?
I think.
Can somebody tell us who the Albion are playing? Thank you.
Yeah, but
Stoke are playing Luton.
Who?
Stoke are playing Luton
No, I mean,
away.
who's the other
sorry,
one? Stoke.
we were interested in why.
Well, as long as they lose.
You hope Luton lose.
No.
Stoke's still going.
I just hope it all goes off all right, and the West Midlands Police have got their facts.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I don't know. I could have seen the logic with perhaps changing one, maybe two, to Wednesday, but I suppose then they've got to police 2 nights rather than one.
No,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
right. Get it all over in one.
Costs.
Same amount of police.
Costs. Your prediction for the score then for tomorrow?
Tomorrow's?
Yeah.
I forgot what I went for.
Oh my god.
Have you actually put one on
No, because it doesn't do face.
Oh, you don't do FaceTube, do you?
No.
Can we put one on his behalf, Chris?
Yeah, sure.
Chris Brown on behalf of Chris Pugh. There you
I'll
go.
put it on now.
Right, here we go. On behalf of Chris Pugh, this is going on now.
What do you want?
Blues. Are we doing after extra time or
It's
just
just
the 90 minutes?
Yeah.
It's whatever the final
the
score.
end
The
of
final
the game.
score.
Final score. Less penalties, obviously.
2-1 Blues.
2-1. 2-1. I think I've gone 3-1. And the attendance for you? Now that you know that the cops
7,840.
7,840.
7-8. 7-8 what?
40.
4-0.
4-0.
4-0.
4-0. And then you're going to put Chris's name after that.
Yeah.
Chris Pugh after that.
I will do it in the right uppercase.
All right,
Right,
okay,
so
that's cool.
fantastic.
SKC, the games themselves shouldn't be an issue. New Street, Dudley Bus Station, the city centre are the problem areas.
That's
Visitors
where the
won't cause no issues, but the Midlands clubs could come together somewhere.
Yeah, that's the thinking. Because there's been quite a,
But I'm sure West Midlands police know the areas where they could possibly meet, and they'll have people there.
Let's hope it all cracks off.
I think it- I don't
nice
know,
and peacefully.
Yeah.
And if
Capital One Cup second round. If you know,
yeah, I know.
it means
With
nothing
the
to
powers
anybody.
of social media nowadays, you never know these.
Don't want these altercations.
No,
Yeah.
don't worry.
No. Or any other Dutch players.
Just for a
Give
second.
him a clap.
Yeah, it's not like it's not somebody
I've got to
funny.
drive all the way back to Uttoxeter with him in the car, eh? Snoring.
I'll walk if you want.
You got much room in the boot?
I've actually not got the shelf because I've had tools and that in the car, so he'd be able to climb back over the seats. You know what I mean?
Bugger.
I want to talk about an outstanding game now.
You want to talk about an outstanding game?
On Saturday. That was Roaster and now defunct Hereford, reformed Hereford,
Yeah.
are in the Roasters League.
Oh,
Roaster were winning 3-0
Yeah, I just know.
before half time, and the final result was 4-3 to Hereford.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And Peter Beadle, who used to play for Southend, is the manager of Hereford now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Johnny.
I asked him if
He
he
won't shut up, will he?
I asked him if he was playing when Martin Taylor broke his leg against Southend when he collided with Dave Regis. Yeah.
And
No, and he didn't even can't remember playing in the game.
oh, right, okay, because he doesn't have a good memory like you.
No.
We're going to have to record our giant.
Who are ya? Who are ya? Right, Hobber's set up a Tilton Talk Show Super 6. Chris, you're bottom of the league. I'm second from the bottom. Chris Pugh, you're doing infinitely better.
Okay.
But I've followed two Chris Pughs and I don't know which one's you. There's Chris Pugh Alf Church. Well, because it was by accident. There's Chris Pugh at Alf Church and there's another Chris Pugh.
It's the Alf Church one, I'd imagine.
So you were the Alf Church one, are you?
Yeah, he lives there.
Right, okay.
That's true, I do
You're
live
out of a
there.
church, are you?
I am out of the church.
So what I'm going to do is really upset the other guy by unfollowing him.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's the right
Sorry,
thing to
mate.
do.
Yeah,
Put
it
him
is,
out of
isn't
his
it?
misery.
Yeah. He's got to go, isn't he?
Sorry, don't
He's
like
got to
it.
go. He comes, he steals your name, he tries.
Unique
Well,
place,
exactly.
isn't it? It's
Well,
where,
Alf Church.
where them players were
Well, that's actually even better because on my followers list, then I've got
Alf
what
Church,
place
yeah.
then.
Well, Alf Church.
You have your own
playing.
conversation, Johnny. It's great for radio.
Was Rockin' Johnny the bloke in the early 70s that ran on the pitch at the old baseball ground
No.
to paint the penalty spot wearing a pair of dodgy flares and a girly run?
No, but the game was against Man City. Yeah.
What's the
Yeah.
score?
I knew he knew the
Joe Corrigan protested immensely, but we won 3-1.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, Doco's probably as old as you, so
Yeah.
he probably knows that.
I bet Docker didn't remember the game and the score.
Right, Rockin' Johnny, all the way from my end of the woods. Oh dear me, why did I do this? Why did I do this?
I don't know.
I saw him a couple of years ago, and I said, "Oh yeah, we'll get you on one." Right, and I saw you a couple of 3 months ago, and basically I said, "Oh, right, okay, look, we're in our sabbatical at the time." I said, "When the fixtures are out after the Derby game, we'll get you in for the night." And lo and behold, believe it or not, I hadn't seen him until today. I was painting a pub this morning, and who walks through the door with a dog?
Yeah, Labrador. Yeah.
Not Johnny.
Rocking Johnny.
Yeah.
I says, I'm glad you're coming. He says, what are you doing at 5 o'clock tonight? He says, I don't know. Why? I says, right, you're on your way to on the way to the Brum. And he was there in the pub ringing all his friends, going, oh, I'm really happy, I'm really happy.
Only wrong, yeah.
And you've got to get the bus back.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just gone.
There we go.
You can unlock the door now, Chris.
Yeah, that's another story, that is. Yeah.
But you've actually written a song, Rockin' Johnny, for the England World Cup.
Yeah.
In 2010, I think?
2010 I wrote Victory Day, which was to help raise money for Help the Heroes.
There we go.
Oh, it's okay.
So Victory Day, there is
I
a
hope
YouTube...
it did more for Help for Heroes than it did for England.
I was going to say,
And please don't write anymore.
Shame, wasn't it?
Please don't write anymore, yeah.
Yeah.
And
You didn't
the
write
video,
on this.
the video is actually up on YouTube.
Yes.
There is a YouTube video for this. And you can see several of the other colourful characters from around my local town singing, backing with Rockin' Johnny. There's people tapping coconuts.
Horn dances
people with
and the
horn
bake
dances and
up coconut dances.
there you go. It all happens right our way, kid. You wouldn't believe it. It's a different world,
I was
Chris.
at the Cardiff game actually on the Sunday, and Cardiff were playing Portsmouth in the cup final the next Saturday. We were winning 2-0. Somebody rang my mate to say there's a film crew waiting for me in Utoxeter. So I didn't know it was a wind up or not, but I caught the next train, and there, lo and behold, it happened.
And there it happened, and ensued in the market.
In the marketplace, yeah.
That you were recording the video for this song.
Yeah.
And how many copies did you sell?
Well, we just people had to go and put so much in and donate it to Help the Heroes.
And they could just take one. Right, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Right. What time is it, Chris?
It is now 6 minutes past 8.
That means after Jaffagate and Dibdabgate, it's now after 8gate. I bought me a box of after 8 chocolates.
After 8
Very nice.
Chris, you can
He
take one.
waited, didn't he?
You can take one home for your
Wife's
brother.
favourite.
Oh, yeah.
You can take one home for your brother today. And I love the smell of these things. A real proper box of after 8 things. £3.50 these cost me, and I didn't buy them from Asda where I got the out of date Dibdabs from. Let me just say. So
Dibdabgate.
Tesco's have now
Did you find me?
have now
Did you find me?
profited.
No,
today.
I'm just having a look.
Right, okay. I think it's just about half time.
It
Chris,
is,
isn't
yeah. Yes, we have a break.
Yeah.
A few minutes
Ensuing
from
madness.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We are the lads from the Tilton.
It's unfortunate how things turned out. It's unlucky how things worked out for you. And I survived somehow. And you can watch me now. It's
have a chance to walk away with a grin. Knows it doesn't matter what it gets sold. As if a story needs a place to begin.
If only you were privy to that last little bit of information we have. Rockin' Johnny thinks computerised tablet is something you take when you got stomach upset. Oh God, this is sort of... I've actually got bellyache. Right, we've put a picture up of Rockin' Johnny whilst he was doing his England tribute, which he's never going to write another song for England again, we're hoping. And there he is outside TJ Sargent's, that's the local butcher in Uttoxeter.
Yeah.
And you're actually right there, right in front of the Black Swan, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Right in front of the Black Swan.
Yeah.
And I bet you didn't get much further either, did you?
Yes, oh yeah.
Did you record any of it in the Black Swan?
No, we recorded most of it in the vaults.
In the vaults, which is another one of their pubs just across the road. Right, okay. It's good to have a little bit of a change tonight, Rockin' Johnny. You've quite enlightened us into some of the stupid enough things you've got up to. But raising £750,000 is a massive achievement from anybody's standard, and for doing that for all your local charities, Help the Heroes, and a lot of other things. And I know you've done an amazing amount of things in your lifetime. So what we wanted to do today on the Tilton Talk show is immortalise you on the airwaves, and do this before you die. To be perfectly honest with you, well, Silla's just had all these programmes about when she's no good doing it when people are dead, is it?
You're not going to sing for him, are you?
Say thank you.
Like Cliff did.
Say thank you to them while they're here.
I'm now awake.
So this Rockin' Johnny is your like you know what I mean.
Swan song.
Did anybody hear the Villa fan on the radio on Saturday saying he thinks Villa will be regulated? Regulated. I mean, regulated. Yeah? I think we're going to be regulated.
What did Ofcom?
I was driving to work. I nearly crashed.
We just walked in.
And then at the end of the end, Paul Franks asked him. He said, well, "What are your expectations for this year?" He says, "Well, I think we're finishing the top 10." It was just one of them classic, like, you ain't got a clue what you're talking about moments.
No,
but there you go.
No.
Right, Tilton Talk Show are desperately trying to set up a curry night. Now, this curry night we're going to do it's called the Curry Queen in Birmingham. They've just set up this new restaurant. It's down on Coventry Street, 99 Coventry Street.
Oh, right, okay. That's
I'll
on
send
the
you a
other
picture.
side. Yeah, I've
That's
seen
Digbeth.
Digbeth,
Yep. So what we're going to try and do is set up a live broadcast. Now, if there's anybody out there that wants to come and join us on that night, you're very welcome to do so, but we're going to need to know... Yeah, except Doco.
We need to know numbers, don't we, really?
Currygate. Currygate. Can you imagine the outflow of this one? That's just quite a phrase. But we are going to need to know numbers. So what we're going to do is start advertising on the Tilton Talk. We'll find out the capacity that the restaurant can hold. Let's try and get it full. Let's try and fill the restaurant, shall we, on a Monday night, and just have an hour and a half of absolute sheer madness in there. It'd be great. It'd be lovely to do.
For a change.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We don't go out much, do we, Chris?
No.
So it'd be nice.
Listening to us, you can understand
spelled the same.
Would you be taking the wife?
It was. Not like
and you Johnny, well, I've told you before about having conversations on your own. Right?
You're right.
Seriously.
It's working, man.
I'm on a red card.
I think it's working.
Yeah.
Everyone's loving it.
Yeah, you won't be on a red card, you'll be stretching off in a minute.
Loving it.
Which one is Rockin' Johnny? I can see Bin Laden. So yeah, we're trying to set up this curry night. Then hopefully we can get it all off the ground, and we're going to set up the live rig there and broadcast on a Monday night. I'm not sure whether we're going to look at doing it 1 week or perhaps 2 weeks time. Did you have a look at the fixture lists?
I didn't know. No.
Okay, that's right. Okay, so what we will do, we'll put up on the Tilton Talk Facebook page, Twitter account, and everything else.
Set up properly.
But we want to do this properly. We want to do an outside broadcast from the Curry Queen in Birmingham. They've invited us along, and as many of you as can come, the better.
Ducko's asked, why can't I come to the curry night? Well, we've only got 44 minutes of the show left, so I don't think we can get all the excuses.
Classic.
Put it in the toilet. back. There you go.
Right, we'd like to get in contact perhaps with a couple of people from the club, see if we can get somebody down on the Monday night.
It'd be nice to get a couple.
But what we need to do, we need to organise this properly, and we've obviously got to do it, if that's going to happen, we've got to do it in the midweek where there's no midweek game, and they do come thick and fast this time of the season, so, and I'm not sure whether players would be allowed to eat curry on a Monday anyway.
No.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we could change it to a Tuesday.
No, I'm just thinking, I'm just thinking out
sure.
loud. I don't know.
Yeah.
Perhaps they may be able to. No sports scientist, me, but a bit of chicken tikka masala would go down quite amicably.
Yeah.
And what would you be having, Chris?
The best thing I could possibly have, probably just a chicken tikka starter as a main.
As a main, of course.
Do you know, I quite often do that. I quite often have 2 or 3 starters as a main. Yeah. No, I do, John. Because you get
just
more
be the
flavours
one.
than that.
It'd only be the one.
I'm a Balti man.
So that hopefully is a curry night. Docker, you can come really. A curry night in the Curry Queen in Birmingham. It's a new restaurant just opened. They have been in touch with me again today, and they've opened a restaurant in Uttoxeter as well. Called Zafroni, which is where Masala Art used to be, above Nige Moon. Remember that one?
Oh yeah.
Now, if you like curry, Johnny, you go up there because I'm telling you, you will absolutely be amazed at the quality of the food, Chris. And I'll put my heart and soul on that. I mean that. I do mean it.
They do realise that there may be quite a few people.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm trying to do,
Okay.
and then we want to do some kind of fundraising or something.
I was
on the
thinking
night time.
if we had a couple of pound on them.
How did you get your MBE? Who nominated you for your MBE, John?
Himself.
I've no idea.
Oh, right, okay. I was just hoping you'd give these guys some tips. If I'm doing some fundraising next week.
Apparently, I had 3 times nomination, but 2 of them died.
You see, what it should have been, right? It shouldn't have been Rockin' Johnny. It was Johnny Rotten, I think, that was supposed to have got it.
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
I don't think the Queen would do anything.
Oh dear, you're not all.
You can read that one out. I don't understand
something
it.
off then, because I will have my own curry night and none of you lot are invited. Okay.
I can see Bin Laden. That's brilliant. That is. I can see Bin Laden. Right.
Ladies then, Chris, we'll go on to that one. Sunderland 1-1.
Yeah, an excellent first half. Not great conditions. The rain was absolutely battering it down. Sunderland have had a really good season. They've surprised a lot of people, and I have to say they were probably the best team I've seen down at Blues this season. Some of their one-touch passing and the way they got into space and created a lot of chances was really impressive. Becky Spencer in goal made a couple of good saves in the first half, but I think we just edged the first half and we took the lead just before half time. But second half, the first 20 minutes after second half, we just looked absolutely shell-shocked. Sunderland come at us and we didn't know what to do. And we give possession away a lot, something we've done too much this season. And they got the equaliser, but and they kept pushing at us. And Spencer made a lot of good saves in the second half, and Aoife Mannion was excellent at the back. But we went with 2 in midfield second half, and I think they overran us a bit, and they were getting a lot more of the ball, and we were struggling to get. Sunderland are second at the moment, but considering they were promoted from WSL 2 last year, so they've had an excellent season. First season in the WSL 1, but yeah, they've surprised a lot of teams, and they were, like I said, they were excellent second half, but we hung on in there and we got a point which at the end of the season might prove invaluable.
We still got people out.
Jade Moore is out injured at the moment. Jo Potter was on the bench, so I don't think she's fully fit. And Karen didn't seem fully fit either.
Did she play those games?
Yeah, she started. Yeah, she played the whole 90 minutes, but as the game wore on, you could see she was just struggling a bit. But she put everything into it. So yeah, we're 2 points ahead of Bristol now, who are bottom, with 3 games left, all away from home.
One that goes down.
Yeah, one that goes down, and we play Bristol away.
Year,
yeah, I think everybody else has strengthened.
It's money now, isn't it?
Yeah,
into the game.
yeah, and that's why Sunderland have had such a good season, because they haven't had the money, and they've shot through and surprised everybody, and they've played such good football doing it as well. But yeah, you know, we got a Continental Cup group game on Wednesday night at home to Yeovil. If we win that,
Should we win that?
yeah, we should. They're a league below us. They're a decent side, but you know, we should be looking to win that at home, which would see us pretty much in the quarterfinals of the Continental Cup. If we stay up and do well in that competition, then it's not a bad season overall. I don't think. I think it depends on where we finish in the group, but but nobody's qualified outright yet, so it's all to play for in the group stages of that still. But 3 games left. We got Bristol away in the next league game, which will be the decider.
Could be a good crowd for that one as
well. Well, I think Blues fans are looking to get quite a few going down to that one to give the girls a bit more support. So
have a date for that one? Do you know that one?
Start of September, I think.
September,
yeah,
okay.
I think so. Just one for Johnny. Just read up. Derby ladies are top of the Northern Premier Division.
I was actually going to ask you if you have got a Derby.
After 2 games, they've got 2 wins. So good start to the season for them.
Thank you very much for that information.
You're welcome.
What I'd like to make a point about, though, grassroots football is still not getting enough help.
Yeah, absolutely.
The astronomical cost of hiring pitches is ridiculous. When you've got to go out fundraising to help teams, you know, something should be done about it at government level.
Yeah.
Do you see it ever happening?
Not really. No.
Then
no.
how do we change?
I don't see how you can, because the Premier League is such an institution now, and you know.
How can we stop?
They don't have to. They don't have to. You know, look at English football. Look at where English football is. Johnny's absolutely spot on about grassroots football, men and women, boys and girls. Everything. You know, the cost of pitches. We want to. The FA are saying they want to introduce more 3G, 4G pitches, all weather pitches, so you can play all year round. It still costs money to hire them out. Then, you know, they're not going to give it away for free. But the Premier League is such a money-making machine now that they don't have to change it. It's a success. It's their success, and it's their baby, and it's working for them. So they don't have to distribute the money elsewhere, because they're making the money in the Premier League.
I believe
whether we like it or not.
Yeah,
where we're not in the league.
I'm not 100% sure about this, but I believe there are only 88 players in the Premier League that are eligible to play for England currently.
Yeah, I can believe it.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
Now, we're killing ourselves off there, aren't we? We're killing the national game off as well.
Yeah.
Disgusting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really is.
Yeah.
Why are you pondering so long, Mr. Pugh?
Because I don't necessarily agree with the sentiment. I don't think you need 200, 300 players available to play for England. A squad's only 23 players. If you've got 50 players and they're all very good, I'd rather have that than 200 players that aren't very good.
Well, yes, I mean you always want the elite, obviously. But you know, in our national games, is our game, yeah.
But it's not. It's not our game.
No,
it's not. It hasn't been our game for 10 years now. It's not our game anymore.
And I do know what you're saying. Perhaps it's because I'm older.
Yeah, it is. It is. But
thanks so much, my dear friend.
I'm not being funny. I'm 26. I'm 26, and I remember a time when it was my game, your game, the fans' game. It's not the fans' game anymore. It's the club's game, and it's the players' game. They own the game.
How do you think we change it, Johnny boy?
We've got to get rid of some of the player power as well.
How are we going to do that then?
The managers don't have enough good voice. The managers becoming frightened of the players. There's too much player power.
And money has caused that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Greed and arrogance.
Clubs as well. It's the clubs as well. You know, I'm sure there's equal amount of times where a player has held a club to ransom that a club has held a player to ransom, and a club has said you're not going to this club even though they want you. You can train with the reserves, and so on, and letting players go for a free, and not playing them, wasting 2 years of a player's career.
Well, SKC's just made a good point here. Agreed as grassroots coach, as a grassroots coach, it is ridiculous. Our pitch fees went up 200% this season. Grassroots needs help from local clubs all over the country. Right, okay.
SKC, I guess.
Look, hang on. Just one. Sorry. Go on. And if anything, price hikes by 200%. Surely the government has to intervene with that, because that's just pure robbery. Surely.
But it's
who's
he paying the pitch fee to? Who's he paying the pitch fee to?
Well, to the local council.
To the local council, who have got no money, who have got cuts left, right, and centre. So they've got no choice but to put prices up for everything.
We're pawns in this game of chess, aren't we, Chris?
I just said it's not our game anymore.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm just trying to get my head around it all, from the council's perspective, and I just don't. I don't know. I mean, they're begging the kids to go out and get fit and to go off their backsides and put the PS3s, PS4s, and whatever. Well, they spend
a lot of money on fitness campaigns, but then they say, your football pitch costs go up. Your tennis courts. I went to play tennis court with a mate. Tennis with a mate from work the other week in Billsley. £15 for an hour for tennis.
For an hour.
For an hour of tennis. £15. Luckily, there's one in Shirley Park which is free. And
what? Not really funny. Was it a woman who took it off you? Took the money off you?
No.
I was thought she'd pay how much? 15, love.
Oh, come on, no.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Chris, you missed that one.
It's all sort of,
you'll have to listen tomorrow.
It's all sort of golf. It's expensive to get into all sorts of sports, and which is why people are going to the gym and just doing running in themselves a lot more, and it's cheaper than trying to take up a sport.
I watch running. I watch people running past my window and things. Yeah.
That's not exactly. I wouldn't put that as a high.
I just want to sing the praises of one or two local people, if you don't mind it.
Sure.
Yeah, I do.
Sure. Far away.
The Utox to Youth team is managed by Jeff Deitch.
Yes, it is.
And he's doing very, very well at the moment. And the other week I did a 20-mile walk for him.
Mm-hmm.
And, in 4 hours. And
it's not bad for a 74-year-old guy, is it? Now? Nearly 74.
And Jeff did about 4 laps, and he says, "Had enough, Rocker." So another lad, his assistant, came down, and he did 12 laps with me, and I want to thank him so much.
Right, okay. And how much did you raise on that one?
I've no idea yet.
Okay,
he's not got all the money in.
Right.
And
see, he's even still doing it now.
And I did a 10-mile yesterday for the Burton kidney unit at the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got forms out, so the money will be in soon.
Well, I'm dropping you off at my house when we finish, and you can walk home tonight. Oh dear.
Also, hello to everybody in Derby, especially at the Brunswick Brewery, especially to James Sam and my brewer.
You have got
personal brewer.
Well, he's got a personal brewer. Rockin' Johnny Austin MBE has got a beer named after him.
Oh,
there you go. That's absolutely a fact, isn't it?
What's the beer called?
He's actually even got a beer mat.
Oh my lord!
So if we can photograph the beer mat and put that up on the shout box, that would be good.
Have you got any spare ones of those?
No.
I'll take a photograph of it later.
So yeah, Rockin' Johnny's own beer. But we do want some for Christmas, though.
Yeah, so you having me on again then?
You can sit outside. You just bring the beer.
I'm just going to send the beer over.
We'll find out when the Derby game is reverse-wise, and we'll have you in after that one.
When we finish decorating it, we'll put some beer mats.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
What you got on the shout box then, Chris?
Blue Hobart. Just carrying on with the grassroots football debate. It costs our under 12 teams $2,500 to play per season due to football pitches and training facilities, which I feel is far too high, although this does include insurance.
What do you need insurance for? We never had insurance when we was kids. You got clattered.
I think we're a bit more PC these days.
When I played Sunday football, the council cut the grass, marked the pitches and put the nets up. Now they've just cut the grass at best.
That's true.
And sometimes the grass ends up too long and they're not cutting it regular enough anyway. Blue Hobber says, was Jimmy Hill correct when he said wages should have been capped?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. But again,
Jimmy Hill started it by trying to get players decent money, decent wages, which was correct.
Yeah.
But then
it spiraled.
I don't know how you can. You can't stop it.
You can't stop it now. The machine's
exactly.
in full.
There's too much money being
well
made.
oiled.
The main thing was when Johnny Haynes became on maximum money, and then it spiralled after that. And before that,
it's just got higher and
George
higher and
Eastham
higher.
had a libel case thing going on.
Right.
With
who was on the jury?
It's just about the transfer thing.
But yes, is the bubble going to burst? I've always said it will, but
I don't know. It makes more every season, doesn't it? Every year, the playoff final becomes the richest game in the history of football again. And,
and it's ironic that that's actually in the Championship.
Yeah, exactly.
Not if you lose.
We've actually not been in that position, have we?
No, we haven't lost the final.
We've won it once.
That was against the Albion, wasn't it?
Well.
Okay, seen a few lines on the shout box about our new Nikolai. No, I'm just going to call him Nikolai. Yeah. Brock Madison or something. I don't know. It's about six messages down, I think.
Oh yes, I did see on Nikolai. Yeah, it was quite a while down.
It was quite a while, but Brock Madsen.
Brock Madsen.
It sounds like some kind of cowboy, doesn't he, from the Wild West?
He does, yeah.
Brock
Like a WWE wrestler.
Or a serial killer.
Brock yeah. He's quite a good-looking guy.
Heavyweight champion, Brock Madsen.
Brock Madsen.
He's a Danish striker, Nikolai Brock Madsen. I don't know if he's got clearance to play.
I don't know, but I think he had 90 appearances and only 16 goals in the division that he was playing in.
Yeah, he's got a good record at under 21 international level.
But again, that's not playing at Championship level, is it? That's
no.
Obviously, so
no. But there's been players with worse records than that who have done well.
Step up, and with the other players around him.
I
trust Gary Rowe completely and implicitly.
Yeah.
Implicitly. And I stuck up for Lee
But
Park,
he
trusts
Donaldson, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So I think his first choice is still going to be Donaldson.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Brock Madsen comes in and hits the ground running with plenty of goals.
Well, time will tell.
Are we talking about starters for tomorrow?
Yeah.
I think it would be a good game to get him into. To be honest with you,
depends. We don't know what his fitness levels are like. Thomas has obviously not played much this season, so it might be his chance to get a game. So we'll see. We'll see what he goes with tomorrow night.
Be interesting. But like I say, Gary's obviously seen something in him that he likes, and I've not had reason to question and or doubt him from that very first game after that thrilling 8-0.
Yeah.
Darren Randolph.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You knew this one was.
I knew it was coming.
You knew this was.
Was it 20 goals?
Yeah. I don't know how many goals it is. Well, he had. He's had
20 in 4, is it? 20 in 4?
Something like that, yeah.
Absolute howler. You'd want to go out and make amends, wouldn't you? And then, what was it? They had 5 put past in the weekend, was it?
4.
God, blimey. Dear me.
You feel sorry
not
for
nice.
There was a few negative comments about him on social media over the weekend, if you don't want to stay, you don't want to stay, do you? There's nothing we can do about it as supporters.
Yeah.
And these footballers, like you say, they've always got the upper hand, but then sometimes it does come crashing down on them, doesn't it?
I mean, in a sense, I feel a little bit sorry for him because he's gone there thinking he's going to be backup keeper, and then with a couple of weeks of the transfer window left, they're linked left, right, and centre with Rob Green, which would make him third choice keeper, which probably means he's going back out on loan, probably back to QPR. So he's left thinking he's going to be a Premier League player. West Ham were in Europe at the time he left. Obviously, they've gone out of that in the qualifying stages. Now he might be going back out to QPR. So,
yeah, it's a funny old
I don't think
world,
it's worked
isn't it?
out as he thought it would.
Well, like again, sometimes it's something, an adage that I use often. You have to be very careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
What you wish for.
Rob Green must be getting on there. He must be 100. Must be 104 by now.
Yeah.
Are you Matt Green in disguise?
Seems to have been around for.
Doco says, "Thank God for that. I thought Rocking Johnny had nodded off until he suddenly spoke." And if Rocking Johnny is coming at the Christmas Tilton Talk show, does that mean I've lost my position as Santa this year? Judging by the beard, Doco, yes, unless you can come up with anything better. Doco. Did you know?
You told me about it.
He's a little nutter.
Regular contributor.
Don't you think it would be an interesting show? Doco sat there and Johnny sat here.
I think I might be off that one.
We just let him to it, couldn't we?
Right, okay. Back onto your good self, Rocking Johnny, because we've only got 20 minutes left.
Yeah,
It's been great. It's been great to get an insight of some of the amazing things that you've done. But you also did another amazing. Well, you contributed towards another amazing thing 5 years ago, and that was another certain football match where it hacked down with rain. Off you go. The floor's yours.
The Barry Buxton Memorial game.
Yep.
Loads and loads of star players and people turned up. It was howling it down with rain, and there was still over 600 there on a Sunday when it never stopped.
Barry Buxton, for you guys that don't know, is my other half's son who got killed in Afghan.
Oh yes, I remember you mentioned it. Yeah.
And I was selling programmes from a wallpaper table outside the town hall. Stoke were playing West Ham that dinner time. Two chaps knocked on the window of Wetherspoons to me.
They were on the inside.
They wanted a programme.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted a programme each. I went in, started talking to them, and all of a sudden the manager came over and said, "You might do it in other pubs, you're not doing it in here," and ejected me.
Good, isn't it? There you go. And when that's kind of put into perspective, yeah,
that just brings it down.
And but nothing's going to bring it down anymore, because we ain't going to let it, John.
No,
nothing. We're not going to let it, because we're not.
We had a wonderful day. We met some wonderful people.
Uh-huh. And it was Wolves Old Stars versus the local boys.
You local boys, yeah.
And there he was again, sat outside in the pouring rain, flogging programmes. Bless him.
Yeah.
Tom man, you're a bad bloke for a Derby fan, are you, kid?
A Ram Raider.
He's drank all your beer, though, Chris. I'm not stopping on the M42. I'm not stopping on the M42.
Oh no, yes.
I'm telling
You
you.
still call me beer.
I want a day off in lieu.
That was your allowance for the week.
He's had me 8:45 one. I'll make it last time.
Dear. But not
It
words.
makes things into
Yeah, it
perspective.
does,
Totally.
And I'll go back. The town hall didn't even lower their flag on the day they brought him back home and his funeral and that, and words were said. And yes, Chris, you wouldn't believe some of the things, my friend Doco.
He's on.
Oh no, Doco's on
let him
Skype.
on?
No, yeah, go for it. Yeah.
All right, then, okay.
All right, here we go. Doco moment. It's got to be quick though.
Okay, Doco, are you on? Can we hear you? Are you on? Hello? Well,
thankfully we've lost transmission.
Where does he live?
He hasn't.
Right, some photographs emerged this week of two football managers. One, Gary Rowett, and the other one, Dim Sherbert.
Yeah.
And the postures in their faces absolutely says it all. Whereas Gary, you can see that absolute pure look of determination. And Tim Sherbert already looks a defeated man.
Well, his press conferences, he seems like a defeated man.
Was it kind of manager before him? What was his name?
Lambert.
Yeah, Lambert-esque.
Yeah, it was a little bit. He just seems really despondent. I mean, they've spent 40 to 50 million pounds on players. And the only thing, the one thing he keeps saying is that they're development players and they're not ready, and it's going to be a long, hard season. And if they can stay up this season, they'll be better next season. But you don't spend 40, 50 million pounds on rebuilding your side, and then 3 games in start saying, "Oh, I'll hope we stay up," and then these players will be better next season. If you spend 50 million pounds on players, you want them to be ready now, surely. Not next season. It's no good having them next season.
And from Doco, can we have a big cheer for Scott Dan for his great performance for Palace on Saturday? Brilliant goal.
It was an excellent header, yeah.
It was an excellent header, yeah.
And by all accounts, he defended really well as well. So, but he was a big player for Palace. To be able to hold on to him, sign a new contract, I think it was a really big plus point for Palace, and he showed it again on Saturday. Yeah.
Well, Scott Dan was a top player for us, but
he was excellent.
The Dan Johnson combination was brilliant.
But and then Dan got Johnson out of trouble a lot of times.
Yeah.
I think everybody could see Dan was going to be the better player of the two. So
and then Roger's course gone off for a lucrative job in
India. Yeah,
is he in a call centre?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
We've got a caller online. Who's online?
It's Doco!
Oh, I thought it was somebody important. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad. How's Rocking Johnny getting on?
He's
I'm
rocking.
A bit concerned. He keeps dozing off from the line.
You're okay, Doco.
He's nicking all the affirmations.
Good lad. Listen, did you hear about that attack on my house the other day by an Apache helicopter?
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook, yeah. The thing was, Doco, there was your dog running around the garden, you running around the garden with your skids on, and an Apache helicopter. And I'm saying I should have put a photograph of all 3 on, and I know which one would have been more menacing.
Apache helicopter?
Over the top of his garden, now.
Yeah, an Apache helicopter. I think he was doing a display at Solihull Grammar School, and all of a sudden this bloody thing come over the tree. I must have given the pilot a right shock.
Departure lounge at the airport.
Hey?
Do you live in the departure lounge at the airport?
No, I was in the back garden.
You was in your pants.
Because the dog had nicked the remote control again.
We love our characters on this show, don't we?
I'm blinding at him, and I've got the clothes prop, and I'm trying to poke the bloody remote control out of him, and he just stood there laughing at me and kept running up the garden.
Well, what we've heard now is that there is...
Then all of a sudden, this attack helicopter coming onto the teeth, it was.
Yeah, but the thing is, Doco...
People never walk a drone.
Doco.
They must have thought I was part of ISIS.
As always, nobody else can get a word in, can they? Doco.
Hello, how are you, Nick?
I'm alright, mate. It's just been... You know the yellow ticker tape at the bottom of the Sky News, breaking news? If you look at that now, right, the concerns over a Birmingham Apache helicopter with post-traumatic stress syndrome.
It's the big chopper calling.
Right, coming at Christmas.
I'm not making it up. It was bloody what have I done now?
Can you complain to your local council? It's the football show. Oh dear me.
I think we should give Scott Dan a big cheer for his performance on Saturday.
We already have done.
Yeah, we've done that. Yeah, good one.
All right, matey.
I'm planning a surprise visit soon, and I'd like to meet Rocking Johnny at Christmas.
Yes, I think we should have a Christmas
Santa, and I can be one of his little helpers.
Yeah,
well,
little helper.
We'll do it in the curry shop again.
Yeah. We're definitely going to do that.
We'll do it in the curry shop again, mate.
And I'll bring in some dodgy Jaffa cakes for you.
Okay, well, thanks for that, kiddo. Right, we'll see you soon then, dude.
We've got to go.
Take care, Paul.
Cheers, buddy.
Ta-ra, mate.
Ta-ra. See ya.
What a character.
Everybody's mad in this show. Where were we?
I'm convinced we're going to win some sort of Sony award next year.
No,
for this show.
Crowley Award.
Yeah.
Maybe not for tonight. So,
We're up for a
I
bath.
hope they're not listening to this one. Yeah.
Blue Hobber says you can imagine a scene out of Platoon with Doco. But he was running around the garden in his pants, chasing a dog with a remote control in its mouth.
Just unbelievable.
And an Apache helicopter comes over your back garden fence. Dear me. Oh, golly.
It's like a scene from Shameless. That you can just imagine.
Yeah, this is the Shameless of radio, isn't it?
It is really.
It is,
yeah.
Could have put the Benny Hill thing.
Any score on the Liverpool game? Should be
0-0.
about half-time.
0-0.
Half-time 0-0.
0-0.
There you go. So we'll listen to that one on the way home, Rocking Johnny, if you don't fall asleep.
I shall fall asleep. I'm grooving. Don't worry.
Have you got a porta potty?
Oh, golly. Have you got your tenor pads with you?
How much they are?
Right. How many Derby Blues games have you been to then, bud?
20 or 30.
20 or 30?
Yeah.
That's actually quite a lot, isn't it? Because we only meet the maximum twice a year. Once
And then
extra
we're
if
in
you're looking in the
different
cup.
divisions for a long
And then in
time.
between divisions. You're actually 194, aren't you?
No.
And the best game that you saw that you can remember? Would it be that 5-5
It'd be probably
draw?
that 5-5 draw at
yeah.
St Andrews. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Big crowd?
indescribable.
In those days, yeah, it would have been big.
Yeah.
What year was it, sorry?
50 years ago. 65, 66 season.
Would have been 40,000.
Well, no, not quite.
35.
30, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Research that one, please.
We'll never see.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll never see that again.
And your best game then at the old baseball ground? Because I remember that place quite well.
The worst one was losing in the cup a few years ago, and then winning that
We don't
Saturday.
experience that.
When we were winning the Saturday night game 3-2, that was very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, very exciting. Yeah.
And your worst local rival?
Well, Derby fans say Forest, but I live too near Stoke.
Right.
You know.
But having said that, you do an awful lot of your fundraising, and I know the Stoke lads round our way give you a lot of time and a lot of money.
Oh, they're
And,
phenomenal.
You've got some cracking friends with them as well.
I
then.
can't thank the Stoke people enough for what they've done, especially at the commercial up London Road in Stoke. They're phenomenal people.
Okay, that's good then. An advert for them. Is it £14.50 an advert for a quick mention?
I think it is.
Yeah. Send you the invoice.
I think it goes up as the before.
They can buy two players.
Oh, yeah, it's not after the watershed yet, is it? It's before
Buy
9.
two players, eh?
A Derby again, yeah.
Favourite ever Derby player?
Kevin Hector.
Kevin Hector.
Yeah.
And what about the one that you wrote a song about? Well, you've done two, haven't you?
Well, that is Kevin Hector.
And the other one was
Roy McFarlane.
Roy McFarlane.
Yeah. Phenomenal team they were.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just throw in a shock
Of
here.
course you can throw any shock here.
The crowd for the game, 9th of April 1966, 5-5. The crowd was
Was that all it was?
13,000.
Blooming heck.
13.
Crikey.
What competition was it in? The league?
Late in the league, yeah.
The league game, yeah.
Yeah.
It's home, yeah.
Yeah.
13,000 back in the 60s.
13,000. Bowden, Hockey, Beard 2.
Yeah, I told you Hockey scored, didn't I?
Yeah.
And Bowden.
Yeah.
Coming up.
13,000.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Well, I'm shocked.
Yeah. Thanks for that information.
No problem.
You see? We Google things. We don't need to remember them.
In fact, we had some pretty rubbish crowds in the 60s, late 60s. I thought it was a bit more than that.
So what division would we have been in at that time then? Was
It would have been the second division, wouldn't it? Third
yes,
division?
of course.
maybe?
Third division
Second
possibly,
division.
wasn't it?
No, second division. We didn't go into the third division for a long time.
The best game I ever saw was on TV. The best game I ever saw, and it was November 1953.
Never had TVs then, Johnny?
Yeah, black and white.
Yeah?
November, Hungary beat England
6-3.
6-3, and the team was
Puskás.
The team was Grossis, Bazanski, Lontos, Bodzik, Lorantz, Karish, Budai, Kochish, Hideguti, Pushkas and Shibor, and the reserves were Fenny, Vesty and Tote. They checked that out on the Google.
Okay. I believe you.
I knew Puskás.
That's sports radio goes into silence.
And in the away game, we lost 7-1 in Budapest,
He was a ball boy.
and they had striped goalposts.
Striped goalposts.
They did, yeah. They
Really?
did. They painted them with stripes.
In every one of them.
I mean, you could have said anybody, couldn't you?
Yeah, well, no, I couldn't. You can check
No,
it out.
I believe
You can check it out.
So how do you remember? Have you studied that?
It's just my party piece if I want a taxi home or something.
You
and I've got no money. I'll just say I'll name the Hungarians for you.
You don't need to tell me what the Hungarian team was for a lift home, mate. I'll give you a lift home anyway.
And stand on the bonnet and sing all shook up.
Oh, golly.
Yeah. Oh. You couldn't write it. No, you couldn't.
You couldn't write the script for tonight's show, certainly.
Well, you've enjoyed it.
Oh yes,
I did say it was going to be a little bit mad, and it is. It is nice.
It
is nice because I know, like I say, you've done some cracking and wonderful things for folks, and it's nice to sort of pay you back a little bit.
Thank you very much.
And we can give you these accolades, like I said before you died.
It's credible to you for inviting me.
You won't be coming again.
I will.
Right, Chris. Tomorrow night's game. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. They've started the season really well, Gillingham. So they'll be absolutely buoyant coming to us. I don't think they'll have any fear whatsoever the way they've started the season. So they'll be coming full of confidence, but obviously we'll be confident as well at home. I think it'll be tough as Bristol Rovers was. Without saying it just because Johnny's there, obviously a lot of Championship teams suffered a lot of shock.
Was it 9 that went out? Wasn't it?
Many shocks in the first round. And I don't think the Championship teams were expecting, the League 1 and 2 teams to go after them as much as they did, and they paid the price. Obviously, Derby rested a lot of players and went out at Portsmouth. I can see it happening again. So hopefully we won't be one of them teams who fall foul of the shock of.
Because it is pretty miserable when you go out to a lower league team.
Yeah, well, especially at home as well. You don't want to go out at home to a lower league.
I think my most miserable one was Kidderminster Harry as well. We went out to them. That was a vile moment in my life. What's yours, Johnny?
Losing to New Brighton 3-1. 1955.
Oh, I thought you meant Newbury just up the road.
No, New Brighton.
New Brighton.
Yeah.
And what division would they have been in back then?
Oh, it'd be like Northern Premier League,
right,
something like that. Yeah, they had been in the league earlier on.
I mean, look, it's happened to all teams, hasn't it? Man United, it's happened to Liverpool, it's happened to everybody. We've all had a thumping along the way. We've all got a tale to tell on that one.
Losing to Crawley was a disaster as well. 4 seasons ago, that wasn't very good.
Ones we went out to?
That was Altrincham.
Altrincham beat you, didn't they?
Yeah. That was at ours as well, wasn't it? Docco's got a good question. Ask Johnny if he thinks Brian Clough was the better manager for Derby or Forest.
What a good question.
I never knew Docco had any intelligence in him.
You
know what's happened, don't you? Right? He's obviously been nuclearised by that Apache helicopter coming over.
It was magnificent for us, but what he did for Forest was incredible.
I agree. Two champions, two European Cups.
2 European Cups and championships like that is just incredible. So
I would agree.
He's a good manager right through, and he should have got the England job, but the regime didn't like him at the top. Thank you.
That's right. He's not the only manager to have suffered that either, is he? I don't think so.
Blue Hopper says if you're going out in any cup to lower league opposition, then go out early.
Yeah, that's true. You don't want to lose in the court. Yeah, exactly.
But then we liked the Bradford effect,
Yeah, well, we did, didn't we? But I think his point's right. You don't want to get to the quarter final and go. I remember when we got to the year we won the Carling Cup, we got to the quarter final of the FA Cup in that one as well. Yes. And when the draw come out, the one team we wanted was Portsmouth. Portsmouth, and we got them away, and we lost 2-1, I think it was. But that was a real killer to take because we were one game away from Wembley again.
Yeah,
and we got the draw. We wanted really Portsmouth. There were some big teams still in it.
I thought it was Bolton.
No, that was another season. That was
You got the Carling Cup. You beat Arsenal, didn't you? 1-0.
Arsenal 1-0. Yeah, 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1.
When you were relegated.
Yeah, relegated the same season. 3 weeks later, was it? Well, crazy, mental.
We're just getting over it.
Yeah.
We've not got over it, Chris. Really. As supporters, we've not got over it. As a club, we've certainly not got over it.
Should have stayed up than won the Carling Cup. Really.
No,
I don't think so.
No. And do you know what?
We'll always have that cup.
Yeah. That name is always inscribed. Look, I've got goosebumps. Look, that name is inscribed on that cup, and that memory, and that day when whatever your memories were, and mine was sitting there with my 3 lads, right, just before my granddaughter was born.
Yeah.
And saying to my boys, sobbing, saying to my boys, take this in, whatever you do, because you probably won't ever see it again. Take every single second of it, of what's happening in front of you. And I just couldn't.
Yeah.
It's like the FA Cup, it's a bogey, isn't it? You know, it's 70 years since we won it next season. You know.
Yeah.
70 years.
Well, Blue Hobbit says it's been fantastic getting some memories from someone else's perspective. It's a good job at 74 that you've still got a memory, to be perfectly honest.
I was right about the Bolton.
You're right. SKC's right. Yeah.
So, I mean, there was a lot of talk about us not wanting to win that game.
Yeah.
And we didn't.
Yeah. But the Portsmouth one was the year before that.
Yeah.
Where we went on that excellent run under McLeish, so yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know how that time's gone to, but it's been a fun night. And next time you come in, right, what we do, Johnny, it'll be after the next Derby game, yeah? We'll get your CDs burnt onto an MP3. You won't understand all of that, but just believe me, we won't be burning your CDs. And when we were trying to rip your CD earlier, we wasn't actually trying to tear it in half. Yeah? But what we'll do is, I promise you that we'll get those uploaded. Right? I'll meet up with you in a week or two, whenever. We'll find out when the next game is. We'll book a date. We'll get Johnny back in again for the after Derby perspective, because you've got loads more stories to tell of all the mad and stupid things that you've been through with your bands and your music, and it could even be one for the Biscuit Boys, to be perfectly honest with you. It's been an absolute pleasure and a joy and an honour to have you here with us, mate. Even though you're a Derby fan, it's a pity we didn't thrash the backside off you. So we could have ripped it even more. But it has been a pleasure. It's great, as I say, to get the insight of other people. And just because it's a Birmingham City football show doesn't mean to say we can't.
Oh no.
And what we're going to do when we have a guest now, right? We're going to vote at the end of it as to whether they can be friends of the show or not.
Okay,
Chris,
friend of the show.
Chris. Definitely not.
Friend of the show. There you go. You've got 2 yeses. Doco says, have you ever thought about going on X Factor?
My vote counts to nothing.
Doco says, have you ever thought about going on X Factor? Right, after 8 minutes, you've got one for your brother. Chris, would you like to give those to your wife?
Oh,
thank you very much indeed. It's been a pleasure to have you with us, kidder. Well done for all the hard work that you've certainly put into grassroots football, into the community, into our local area. I'm really glad that Derby didn't beat the Blues, and I think that I think you don't quite realise that we're going to be a force to be reckoned with this season.
So will I. Can I just say quickly,
yeah, of course.
Obviously Blues are at home tomorrow night.
Yep.
If nobody's doing anything Wednesday night, the final home game of Blues this season in the Continental Cup, the league campaign is over for home games. We've got 3 away games left, so it's the last home game of the season. If anybody's free on Wednesday night, get down to Solihull Moors to support Blues ladies.
Brilliant, and I've got to say well done to Solihull Moors as well as a football club for their achievements as well, so well done to them. Rockin' Johnny. Thanks, mate.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks, Chris. All the best, and let's keep this going.
Happiness, the greatest gift that I possess. I thank the Lord that I've been blessed with more than my share of happiness. To me this world is a wonderful place. I'm the luckiest human in the human race. I've got no silver and I've got no gold, but I've got happiness in my soul. Happiness to me is an ocean tide, a sunset fading on a mountainside, a big old heaven full of stars above, when I'm in the arms of the one I love. Oh, happiness, happiness, the greatest gift that I possess. I thank the Lord that I've been blessed with more than my share of happiness. Happiness is a field of grain, turning its face to the falling rain. I see it in the sunshine, breathe it in the air. Happiness, happiness everywhere. A wise old man told me one time, happiness this is a frame of mind. When you go to measuring a man's success, don't count money, count happiness. Oh, happiness, happiness, the greatest gift that I possess. I thank the Lord that I've been blessed with more than my share of happiness. Oh, happiness, happiness, the greatest gift that I possess. I thank the Lord that I've been blessed with more than my share of happiness. I got more than my share of happiness.